work in FondazioneRomaeuropa. I am digital media manager for everything that, of course, concerns digital things. Today, for those who doesn't know Romaeuropa, we are a festival that sets in Rome every autumn since 1986. So me and the festival were born together. We were, we were meant to be. And it's one of the major Italian festivals for promotion and spreading of performing arts, all about contemporary dance, contemporary theater, and contemporary art as well, because we also host from 8 years from now a digital exhibition all dedicated to digital artists, which is called Digital Life. And today I'm here trying to respond to one basic and yet important question, which is how do we reach new communities? How do we can do it in an environment like the digital one that changes constantly? And I am going to try to respond to this question throughout our history, through how our work changed in order to evolve with the digital environment, always remembering that the key word here is engage. So starting from the 2-year period, 13-14, we approached the audience by suggesting the engage. We, as Romaeuropa, were telling people, were demanding them to do something for us. For example, in Orlando Digital Night, which are two things that I'm going to talk about, we have done two different but yet similar things. For Orlando, which is actually the very first project presented within the Theatres Network, wink, wink, Lars, we asked an actors collective, a young actors collective called Dynamis, to reach people by asking them to have a reaction about how they felt for the play they just seen. You know, since we're in Italy, it was pretty obvious that we asked people to do gestures. And so we have been able to reach them face to face after the show. We've been able to ask them how they felt, so we've had an immediate response that we could measure. And we created with that an online narration that developed into a digital memory on Tumblr. And nowadays, they are still continuing asking people to express themselves through a gesture after a play, even though it doesn't belong to the festival anymore. They just really appreciated this idea and continue to do so to involve people more and more and more. And we continued on this way even the year later for the opening of the Digital Life exhibit, organizing and managing a digital night with one of the most important Italian radio channels. That the channel is Radio 2, which is part of the more broadcast RAI. And we organized an opening that turned into an event because we were live inside the venue and on air. So we have had the chance to create a new and totally free way to give people a new way to discover art. So we could, once again, reach people during the opening, approaching them during the opening, giving them the chance to interact with on-air celebrities and turning an exhibit opening into a very, very big event. And we also interacted with the new media, creating different levels of communication, because we were making communication on air, live in an analogic way during the exhibit opening, and of course on social media with a live storytelling of everything that was happening during that night. So we've been able to match auditive and visual media, because how many times it happens that you have got the chance to hear an exhibit opening instead of see it. So we've done it, and it was pretty good. But it was what we call, an up-to-down approach. We, as Romaeuropa, as an institution, were approaching people, asking them to do something for us. But the digital world was changing, so the up-to-down approach was not enough. We've had to go peer-to-peer with them, because for us, reaching new communities means to change, to evolve, in order to embrace as much people as possible. And we have done it in the 2-year period to 2K15 and 2K16, when we, instead of suggesting, started providing the engage for them. And we could have done it in 2 examples on 2 different levels, on and offline. Most of you probably know what MO24 stands for. In 2015, we hosted a 24-hour performance by Jan Fabre and his company, Troblin. And it was quite challenging because we spent 24 hours straight in the Teatro Argentina. And let me give you a quick example of what was it. What was going on? We choose to give something effective to the people, because we were going live for 24 hours, we were streaming online so that we could reach people basically all over Europe. We have had viewers from Greece, from France, from Spain, from a lot of places. So, but at the same time, for all the audience that was inside the theater, we gave them a memorable experience, an experience that, as you can say from the gifts right here, they shared on their own. They were doing the actual communication for the event during all the 24 hours. I've never seen such dedication to something from the audience. And we have been able to earn a new audience in order to the fact that we, with the MHO24 hashtag, became top Italian trend on Twitter, which is a media that in Italy is basically famous for trending things like football, politics, and gossip. It was the 2nd time ever that it happened for a theatrical performance. And the first time it was to create some not so good sentiment about it, because it was a play by Romeo Castellucci that involved animals and blood and the image of Christ covered in shit. So you can imagine how was the Italian response to that. But we continued to do so even in 2016 with our pride that was Digital Life. And let me just introduce it with another brief video. As you can see, there were only 4 installations in this exhibit, but they were all interactive, all immersive. So in this case, in particular, we really choose effectiveness to reach people. We gave them this immersive experience that they could interact with, and gave us the opportunity to share the communication with them. We've seen a lot on social media, of course, but also inside the venue, because Digital Life is an exhibit that lasts less than 2 months, and we have had over 12,000 visitors, which is pretty impressive for an exhibit that counted only 4 installations. The task here is to understand that when we give people something that it's really effective, they will do the rest. Because one person could lead to another and totally different one if they use their own digital media to share their experience. So this is more useful than targeting, because you can reach people you can never imagine. But again, probably the peer-to-peer approach is not enough. So we are living today in a world where people speak the digital communication language very well, so we cannot trick them anymore. It's not that easy. So we can put ourselves to a very big challenge. What if going peer-to-peer turns into down-to-up? What if people look up for us? What if people search for us because we become the engage? We transform, we evolve because we play with their curiosity, we play with their hunger for details, for secrets of our artists, for what's going on behind the curtain, what's going on backstage. And we do it in our own distinctive way, with our own distinctive tone of voice. We can be able to tease and tell with care. I've give you here a quick sneak peek of what's going on in 2017 in Romaeuropa Festival. I choose this picture because it perfectly sums up what we're talking about. We tease them because we're giving them a big name. In Italy, Damasilo, it's huge. It's a huge thing that we can bring to people. We tell in our way because we use our distinctive aesthetic, but we do it with care. We are more recognizable, so we want people to come to us instead of continuing going towards us. And how can we do that? With a lot of keywords just that we have to put together in creating our digital strategies. Just like I use the word craft because I believe that nowadays in digital communication especially, we've got to be like a tailor. We have to build something that is very unique, you've got to be very aware of who you are and what you're going to do, where you want to go, in order to reach as many people as you can. So all these ideas are valid unless and until the digital world changes again, so that we have to adjust to it. But remembering that we do not adjust to our audience, we adjust and change for the digital world. So hopefully this will be our cultural shift from this year and forward. And before I leave the stage for Sebastian and thanking you for your attention, can I just take a quick picture, all of you, for our social media from here? Can I? So since we're in cultural shift too, would you mind doing this? Just like a bit Japanese. Oh, you're laughing, you're racist. No, there's a light, sorry. Okay, maybe from here it's the best. Okay, 3, 2, 1, cheese. Thank you very much, guys.